In this video, we'll try to understand how to calculate Laspeyres and Parsh's index, and from that we can easily understand how to calculate other indices for index number. So here we have got the data where base year price and quantity and current year price and quantities are given. Whenever we are calculating any index, we have to write down the formula first. Here we are dealing with Laspeyres and Parsh's. So here we have written Laspeyres and Parsh's value. For the time being, don't look at those calculations. So we have the formula for Laspeyres and Parsh's where we require P1 Q0, P0 Q0, P1 Q1 and P0 Q1. So here, whenever we are having this table for calculation, just looking at the formula, we'll be writing those extra columns along with the data. So what we require, P1 Q0, then we require P0 Q0, P1 Q1 and P0 Q1. So we have written that one. Then what we have to do, we have to calculate from the data P1 Q0, suppose. So what will be that? P1 multiplied by Q0. So in this manner, for all these A, B, C, D, in some other cases you might get more than that also or less than that. So you have to calculate for each case here A, B, C, D, and then for A, B, C, D again P0 Q0, P1 Q1 and P0 Q1. Here we have shown how you have to calculate, and then finally you have to calculate the total, that is the sum. So P1 Q0, P0 Q0, their sum, then P1 Q1, their sum is given here, and then P0 Q1, their sum is given here. Now if we put all those values of summation P1 Q0, P0 Q0, P1 Q1 and P0 Q1 in our each of those formula, what we can see, the Laspeyres value, here we have substituted the values from the data table. So we have got the Laspeyres value like this, and we have got the Parsh's value like this. So in this manner we can calculate Edgeworth, we can calculate Bowley and other indices. So now let us move forward and we'll try to see how to go for and how to calculate the time reversal test and also factor reversal test. First we'll see time reversal test. We are using the same data table. In case of time reversal test, here we are taking the example of Laspeyres index. So Laspeyres index formula is like this, and therefore we have the I10 excluding the 100 here, and when we write I01, here it will be 01. So the I01, it will be looking like this. What we have done, in case of 0 we have put 1, in case of 1 we have put 0. So I01 time reversal value, and here the original value we have. So these two values are required when we go for time reversal test. So here again we are having the data table, and we are having the table where we require all those values. So what we require, as we can see in the formula, P0 Q0, P1 Q0, P0 Q1 and P1 Q1, just like the earlier table, whatever we require. So similar things we have required. Okay, so we have written here all those product values P0 Q0, that means P0 multiplied by Q0. In the earlier example it was shown that multiplication and all those things. Here we are writing the results. If there is any mistake in the calculation, please ignore. When you are doing it, do it properly. Here we are trying to see the steps only. So here what we can see, P0 Q0, from this column we can get P0 Q0 summation, from this column we'll get P1 Q0 summation, and from this column we'll get P0 Q1 summation, and then the last column gives us P1 Q1 summation. Now here also we have written it again. So next what we need, we have to calculate I10 into I01, which has to be equal to 1. So we have put the formula here, and then we have substituted the value P1 Q0 value, P0 Q1 value, P0 Q0 value and P1 Q1 value, and as we can see it is not exactly equal to 1. So as it is not equal to 1, Well, our conclusion will be, since this value is not equal to 1, last pair index does not qualify time reversal test. When the value is exactly equal to 1, then we can say it qualifies time reversal test. So you can, here we have tested for last pair, you can test for Parshas also and see whether it follows or not. Now let us move forward and we'll see factor reversal test. In case of factor reversal test, what we require is IPQ multiplied by IQP. That has to give us a value which should be equal to summation P1 Q1 divided by summation P0 Q0. We call it sometimes as value V. So last pair, sometimes in some books it is called as volume, something like that. Right now I don't remember. So last pair's index formula, it is P1 Q0 divided by P0 Q0. Obviously the summation will be there multiplied by 100. So therefore IPQ will be excluding the 100. We have this one, and when we find out IQP, this P will go to Q's position and Q will go to P's position. Finally the index will look like this, and the value that we have seen here, it is like this, P1 Q1 by P0 Q0. Now let us go to the data table where we have calculated all those values. So here what we can see, P0 Q0, P1 Q0, P0 Q1 and P1 Q1, just like the earlier one, the first example. So here we have written down all those summation values, and now if we put the value of IPQ and IQP and try to see the product of those values, we can see it is equal to 1.024. And now again separately, if we try to find out the value of V, which is summation P1 Q1 by summation P0 Q0, we get the value which is 1.151. As we can see, the requirement of this factor reversal test is that IPQ multiplied by IQP must be equal to V, that is summation P1 Q1 by summation P0 Q0. Here from our data we can see it is not equal to this one. IPQ into IQP is not equal to summation P1 Q1 by summation P0 Q0. So from this, what will be our conclusion? We will write, therefore last pair index does not qualify factor reversal test. Factor reversal test. So in this way we have to conclude after we do the calculation. The same thing can be repeated, same thing can be done with a little bit of difference in the table for different index. So we can try that one also for Bowley, we can try that one for Fisher, and we can try that one for other index like you can say some other index we have studied, we can try for that also. Thank you.